18-year-old honor student. His name was Darian Albert, for those that haven't heard. He was beaten to death outside of a Chicago community center in broad daylight by a group of teens, his own peers. His tragic death has shocked the nation, and a lot of people are starting to speak out. One of those people is a hip-hop artist who's written an open letter to all the young people out there that were involved in that violence. So we brought him on the show to speak to us today. Please, 106 and Park, welcome Nas.
Cooks a castle on his back, made backer. Exotic lady, eye catcher, holla at ya. Call me the chiropractor, working like Muay Thai.
Yeah. What up? What's up, homie? First of all, thank you for coming on the show, man. We appreciate it.
Oh, definitely.
Man.
Yeah.
So what did you think when you initially heard this story, man?
I heard the story. It's like a story like I heard before, seen it before, been there before, know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? I just felt for the parents. You know what I mean? It's like we growing up in a crazy age, and you know, I just felt like writing this thing. I do this blog every once in a while on this company Global Grind. You know what I'm saying? So Russell, I try to, yeah, that's Russell Simmons joint. Shout out to Russell, and yeah, I just was feeling it. I saw what happened, and you know what I mean, it just touched me, so I just wrote about it. I've been getting so much feedback, so much good feedback from a lot of TV networks that, and BT call, I'm like, yeah, I'm there. So, you know.
Well, we appreciate it, man. It's a really intricate letter, very introspective. What do you want kids at home to take away from that letter when they read it?
You know, when I wrote it, I didn't think about who I didn't know who would read it. I just wrote from the heart and just, you know, just said what I was feeling. You know, I stated it like young warriors. That's what we are. You know what I'm saying? The boys and girls growing up in, whether you're from Chicago or from LA or from, you know, New York, you know, we all young warriors. We've been born in a storm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's a lot of things out there that's out to get us. It's a lot of traps out there. And the reality of it is only us that's filling up the prisons, man. So it's like, you know, how long can we sit back and just watch us being loaded up in the prisons?
Exactly. We like our own worst enemy sometimes. Let's take a look at some of the excerpts from this this letter you wrote. Let's take a look at it on the screen. Feel to pull up. We choose the dumbest things to go the hardest for. I remember seeing deaths over 8-ball jackets, Fila sneakers, and nameplate chains. Deaths over he say, she say. Does it bother you to see this next generation succumbing to the same things that your generation went through and the generation before yours, especially in the year of a black president and all of this positivity going on? Does it bother you to see that still happening?
Yeah, it bothers me, yo. We got at least three years of Barack, 3 years and 3 months, like with Barack here, and that's enough time for us to figure a lot of things out. See, all of that stuff is kind of played out, killing each other. That's played out. You know what I'm saying? We seen the movies, we read the Feds magazines, we know how the story ends from the Alpos and the Rich Porters and dudes around my way, even Supremes and all of that. We know how the story ends if we're not on the right track, because there's a lot of forces out there that's trying to put us inside of jail or in the early grave other than ourselves. So why would we help that enemy out?
Like we know the end of the movie, but it's like we still gotta live it out.
We still want to live it out.
Yeah.
It's just, we want to live it. You know what I mean?
Let's take another look at a portion of this letter as well. We gotta get on our jobs and take over the world. Cause this movie left the theater years ago. Like you mentioned, you got Juice, Menace, Boys in the Hood, Blood and Blood Out, Belly. You can take it all the way back to Scarface. I mean, but when you look at some of these movies, you was in Belly. Do you feel like it's the responsibility of the people that are in these movies and in the hip-hop industry? Does some of this kind of fall on our shoulders since we talk about the guns and talk about the violence so much?
A little bit, because we benefit from it. We make money from it. So that means we can't leave the hood out. The hood need the love, you know what I'm saying? We can't just move off behind the white picket fence and forget the hood. That's what made us. But it's really not, it's not our responsibility. Y'all feel me on that? Yeah, I'm saying.
But how do we balance? Because I struggle with this every day, even when I play the videos and everything, and then you see some of the, you know, the young ladies want to be like that. They talk about the guns and the drugs, and then you see the young men, and you kind of feel that guilt. How do we balance that?
I mean, it's up to every individual. You got to know within yourself, like, you know, you can't blame it on hip hop. You can't blame it on nothing like that. You gotta say, I gotta take the initiative. I gotta be the first person. It gotta start with me, and then it start with my homie, and then we all build, and then we all teach each other, and we all learn how to, you know, maintain and how to grow. We can't fall no more. We gotta really take responsibility. Say enough is enough. Black on black crime is just really the worst thing at this point. Is a disgrace to the struggle. Is a period, it's point blank period. It's a whole disgrace to the struggle of the people who try to lay it down before us. And I can't sit here and just sit up here, papered up, and then act like I don't see what's going on, because it touches me.
Definitely. So look, we're gonna talk more with Nas right after this number 7 video. Here go the clips. Pharrell, I'm good. We're here with Nas. He's written an open letter to the young people involved with the violent beating death of Chicago teenager Dorian Albert. And we was talking during the break. You know what I think made the situation worse? Is you always hear the gang violence, you always hear stuff happening, but when we saw the footage, you took a look at the
footage. Yeah, I saw some of it. Yeah,
it's crazy.
And without that footage, I probably wouldn't even be feeling it the way I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? Because it happened all the time. So with the footage, I saw it on the news. You know what I mean? It made me really write my blog, write the letter I wrote to the young warriors.
And people had the cameras and was taping it, and I'm like, damn, the person taping it couldn't even put the camera down and run over and help. Like, where's the line drawn between, you know, taping it and looking at it and somebody stepping in and say, this kid's gonna die?
I mean, he's probably scared, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he had to feel something with the camera, you know, and if he didn't have that camera, you know, the impact wouldn't be as strong, you know?
Very true. All right, so we're gonna take another quote from your letter. Warriors, and instead of building each other up, we are at war with each other. May the soul of this young person find peace with the Almighty. I'm with you, young warriors. You're me and I'm you. But trust me, you are fighting the wrong war.